Hey everyone, Flufayy here. I've been in the Minecraft and more specifically the PvP community since 2015, and while I still find it enjoyable, it's a much different dynamic than it used to be. And that makes sense, communities change over time and we can't expect it all to stay the same. But for a few months in 2018, it felt like the future of Minecraft PvP at all was uncertain. A lot of the most notable names of the community back then quit that year, and while Minecraft PvP did bounce back the following 2 years, a lot of that old community never truly returned. So today I want to go a bit more into detail about part of why this all happened and why it seemed like the PvP community for Minecraft was dying. So let's jump back to 2017. One of the biggest hubs for Minecraft PvP this year was Badlion. You probably know Badlion more for being a client these days, but it started as a server meant for the more hardcore PvP base. And while it did well as a dual server, it's most notable for being the biggest UHC server on Minecraft. While UHC isn't exactly popping these days, back then Badlion UHCs could easily get over 250 or sometimes even 300 players in a single game. Part of the appeal is that it required an absolute mastery of the game in order to win. You had to know how to cave well, surviving the mobs and getting good gear, and then you had to perform well in PvP. It was, and to an extent still is, one of the biggest testaments to your skill in competitive Minecraft, and Badlion was the king of it. But while Badlion was a good server that had the support of the community, it wasn't without its flaws. Because caving was such a vital aspect to the game mode, people would put on X-ray resource packs to cheat, so they'd guarantee themselves good gear. There were hundreds of people playing at a time and only so much staff to manage it, so while spectators could catch some of them, many walked free. The other problem was closet cheaters. These are people that would hack, but only very slightly, so it's not exactly blatant and easy to tell. It's an unfair advantage, but it's hard to detect that it is. Obviously, the community hated these problems. Why wouldn't they? They ruined the integrity of a very competitive game. So a group of YouTubers came together and said, hey, if Badlion isn't going to fix these problems, why don't we? Most notable of these YouTubers was Xnestorio. He's pretty popular now for hit videos such as Minecraft but they added surgery and Minecraft UHC but you have Fortune 10,000. Definitely not biased about that second one, by the way. He was working with fellow PvP YouTubers Mentally and Stimpy on a new server called Ultra Network. The project's development was spearheaded by the fourth owner, it's J-Halt. He's the guy behind MineHQ and Arcane, two servers that would now be partners of Ultra Network, the group of four's new UHC server. By the way, if you know where this story's going and the name It's J-Halt gave you PTSD, don't worry, we will get there. So how is Ultra Network going to fix the problems plaguing PvP minigames like UHC on Badlion? Well, for X-Ray, they just increased the ore rate so there was less of an incentive to do it. As for the cheater problem, Ultra had a much more interesting solution. Part of why the MineHQ team partnered with Ultra in the first place was because of their new Minecraft client, Cheatbreaker. The idea was that if you used the client, it would be impossible to cheat. So Ultra was going to require the usage of this client in their UHCs. That way, nobody would have an unfair advantage in PvP because everyone would be using Cheatbreaker. This was received pretty well, and in April 2017, the server was an instant success. Within a few months, Ultra became the premier server for Minecraft UHC, taking the crown away from Badlion. But keep in mind, Cheatbreaker itself wasn't released yet. It was still in development and there were still cheater issues. But Ultra was more successful than Badlion at the time because it had the support of all the biggest YouTubers in the community. And if you get them, you get their fans. But nobody talks about any of these servers or clients anymore, so you know something had to have gone wrong, right? Well, after 6 months of going strong, in October 2017, the server just went offline. It happened completely out of nowhere, and the devout community surrounding it was confused as to why a server doing this well would temporarily shut down without warning. A few weeks passed, and a few of the owners came together and said that the owners and J-Halt's development team struggled to find common ground, and J-Halt just had bigger priorities. So the server shut down and they were going to look for a new owner to buy Ultra because J-Halt was a massive part of the server's funding and it wouldn't really work without him unless a new owner came forward. He was still working on Cheatbreaker, so the idea of cheaterless PvP and UHC was still alive, but J-Halt would be the guy selling the server that would use it. But months continue to pass, and here comes 2018. During this year, the Minecraft PvP community would struggle without the Ultra Network. Now you may be thinking, can't they just go back to Badlion? They were there before. Well, here's the problem with that. Remember how Ultra increased ore rates to reduce the incentive to X-Ray? Well, when Ultra did that, Badlion followed them. Except they made the game 10 times worse in the process. It was impossible not to mine full diamond in a Badlion UHC in 2017 and 2018. The caving gear was so good that there was no incentive to ever fight players and the game just got boring. The player base didn't like what Badlion UHC had become, and now things were disjointed. Some players went to a variety of servers, but a lot of them didn't have a place to go when Ultra shut down. And some game called Fortnite was also becoming incredibly popular at the exact same time. I think a lot of people forget just how popular Prime Fortnite was. It caused a lot of Minecraft PvPers who didn't have a server to play on anymore to quit. Hell, even Badlion closed in May 2018, shifting their focus solely to their client. But there was still a spark of hope. Cheatbreaker. If Ultra could be sold, and Cheatbreaker could fully come out, then Minecraft PvP and especially UHC could be revived. And in June of 2018, there was life. The Cheatbreaker client finally received its first public release. It wasn't anything super game-changing, and people were still quitting, but it was a start, and there was reason for optimism even if this on its own, without a central hub for PvP, couldn't save the community. So June of 2018 ended up being a pretty good month for Cheatbreaker. I hope July goes the same way. Oh God, no! Jesus Christ, why? Why would you do that, J-Halt? Yeah, this is the part of the video where things get kinda NSFW, so if you're young or just get grossed out by this kind of stuff, leave. It's just this part of the story is really important, so I kinda have to talk about it. Alright, you've been warned. Yeah. Arguably the most important person for the hardcore PvP community's success going forward just decided to act incredibly inappropriate to someone 2/3 their age. So, obviously, this didn't go well. Nobody wants to support J-Halt after this, so he resigns. Problem solved, right? Cheatbreaker had a whole development team, we can just get a new head for it. Well, the same night, Badlion owner Archibot shows up saying, "Guys, it's my time! Look at this! J-Halt spent $200,000 on this Minecraft client! And by the way, did you know that the developer from the ESEA Bitcoin scandal works for Cheatbreaker? And even though J-Halt stepped down, he still actually owns the parent company. Also, he has access to your webcam and files! This sure is bad, but maybe I could come back and make a new server and make it Badlion client exclusive!" And then Archibot got exposed for being a predator the following year. Oh my god. Yeah, he then deleted his Twitter too, so I had to get these tweets from an external source. Surely he hasn't done anything wrong. God damn it! Regardless of what happened to literally everyone involved in this situation, Archibot was enough of an authority back then for people to trust his word and for them not to trust Cheatbreaker. A ton of people uninstalled the client because they thought it was unsafe. This didn't just doom J-Halt, it doomed MineHQ, Ultra, and Cheatbreaker. They're all gone now. And the last glimmer of hope from the dream of a Minecraft PvP and UHC server without cheaters was officially dead. In my opinion, this was the lowest point in the PvP community's history. Now, since then, we have the perspective to know that Minecraft PvP's rebounded for a variety of reasons. Obviously, it didn't come back the same, but it came back more mainstream than ever, and I'm glad that the lows of 2018 didn't kill Minecraft PvP, at least not forever. Because at the end of the day, I don't know if there's a single game out there I have more nostalgia for than Minecraft, and there's certainly none I've spent more time playing. It's just nice to see an important part of my life still hanging around and going strong, no matter what happened to it 5 years ago. That's really all I have to say for today. If you enjoyed the video, you already know how to support me. I'm gonna go eat a cheeseburger or something, I don't know. Dog, it's like 4 AM, I'm going to bed. Good night, everybody.